it is a day that ends in Y, which means that the internet is very angry at MrBeast. He has helped someone again, and for some reason, the internet really has a problem with him helping people. Have you ever noticed that? Like every time he helps someone, they're like, why? Like he's just doing it for himself. What I think it is, it's a bunch of people who would, no, it's nuance bros. They want to be the people who are like, oh, well, see, it's taxes. He's just doing it because it's a tax write-off. I'm like, no, he's doing what you actually do in a capitalist society, which is he's found a way to make money by helping other people and offering a superior product that both helps someone and offers a product that people want to consume, which is his digital content.
People either don't understand or don't want to admit to themselves that there can be win-win-win-win situations, right? Yeah, this person's being helped. MrBeast probably gets a tax write-off, right? Yeah. The content, the video itself makes a bunch of money so he can further do these ventures and help even more people. Yeah. Like, it is a positive feedback loop, and it's good. And here's
the story. Basically, he went to a restaurant, and he asked a young waitress, he says, what's the biggest tip you've ever gotten? She says, $50, I think. He goes, has anyone ever tipped you a car? She says, no. And he goes and he gives her a car, and it's got the Feastables wrap around it, and that's what people were complaining about, because basically it's self-promotion, as if you're not going to take the free car just because it's got a wrap around it.
Right. That's silly to get upset about. Now, here's the actual concerns, though. It's like, if this girl doesn't want to be in the public eye, everyone knows who she is as soon as they see that car now. So that could be problematic.
Can she take the wrap off?
And that was my second point.
That's the question. Or is it like,
take it off.
It can come off, but the hope is that she leaves it on for like a specific period of time. Here's the thing, though. He doesn't even need to. Like, just the video itself is good enough promotion. Some lady driving around with a Feastables wrap around her car isn't going to make her break.
Though it is a job. I didn't even believe this was true, but I was on Craigslist like 10 years ago, and I almost applied for this thing where you can have like a Red Bull ornament put on your car.
Really?
And you get $250 a week to drive it around.
What?
They did.
How big is the ornament?
I don't know. I didn't take it that far, but
they did an episode of the show Rizzoli and Isles. Hey, there is a good Brett Recommends for today. If you have not seen Rizzoli and Isles, starring Angie Harmon and
is that detective show?
And Sasha Alexander, which was it was a Tess Gerritsen book series. It is probably the last great like subtext television show you're going to ever get, where two women who are very clearly what Hollywood would say are coded as being gay are not gay in the show because they're just best friends who are very close. Now they would never allow that to happen. The shippers on that show were bonkers and wanted them desperately to be together, but because of the time in which the show was produced, they just didn't go the whole way and make the characters gay. Oh, Angie Harmon, who the way is a conservative from what I understand and is still working consistently in Hollywood. In that show, they have an episode where her mom divorced their dad. She's down and out. She's starting from scratch again. And her car breaks down, and she ends up getting a car that has like an energy drink on the top of it. And they're like, what the hell? This thing is ridiculous.
Well, you get what you can get, man. Dude, my first car had no air conditioning. Had heat, though.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I had
heat.
Like the roll-down windows.
I didn't have roll-down windows. Mine were electric, but the electric windows didn't work. Yeah. So, but I did have the option.
What was your first car? Don't answer that.
It was a Nissan Altima.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, don't
hand me down. Yeah.
That's like one of those things whenever they're like, it's like the internet's trying to ask you questions. Like, what was your first? And
you don't want to answer that.
The security.
Oh, no.
That's like the first security question in anything.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. So he gives this lady a car, and people on the internet have decided that that's not a good thing. Here are some of the tweets. So Riz Khalifa says, so basically she has to do promotion for his company by driving the car. He also is getting a big tax write-off from this, but she gets a newish car with detailing instead of Ubering. Oh, she has to pay for gas and insurance too. That was a more moderate take. Then someone says, don't get me wrong, this is nice. This is a nice thing, but I wouldn't love driving around a Feastables branded car. Maybe it was just for the video. Look.
Fair.
Come on. Dude.
I know, but if there is any, I mean,
you can always sell it.
Like, first of all, just stop complaining. Like, what's the point here? But if there is anything that's kind of valid, it is like, what's up with all the branding? It's really, like, to me, it's a safety thing, because everyone that's watched, the millions of people that watch MrBeast now know this girl's driving around that car.
People get very mad when they find out that MrBeast is like help clearing up people's vision in foreign countries.
Well, my thing is,
you can't cure the
there's
blind
just
without branding it.
a video, a couple of kids or a couple of dudes just stole Ice Spice, the rapper. It's like the biggest rapper right now. They just stole her diamond chain or whatever. And I'm like, if a couple of guys can do that to one of the world's biggest stars right now in music.
They stole what? Ice Spice's necklace
chain. Yeah. If they can get away with that, then this poor random person on the internet doesn't stand a chance.
Right,
you know?
so they can't steal her Feastables car because they'll find it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think there probably is a rap that they probably took off almost immediately.
I would hope.
The first thing that came to my mind after watching MrBeast tipping a car video was how will she pay the taxes on it? That's actually a fair
great question. Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. Do you guys remember when Oprah gave, you get a car and you get a car and you get a car, and they all had to pay taxes on it? So then when she did it the second time, she had to like say, oh, and you're not paying taxes on this one because the first time they did it.
I was just gonna ask, can't MrBeast just offer to pay the taxes? Yeah. Well, is it an income tax? Because it depends on the state, right?
Well, tax on gift, right?
Yeah. I'm not an accountant. So
tax
I don't
on
know.
Where's Charlie when you need him?
Yeah, our half Armenian accountant.
So this person says, I get that MrBeast is doing a lot of positives in the community, but what's the aftermath? Does it, is it paid off? Can she afford maintenance for it? Does she have a place to put the car? It's just a whole lot of questions. No, it's not. Those are
it's probably under a warranty of some kind.
How about don't worry about it?
Yeah, right. like you can just drive past this and not care.
Yeah.
Like you can just like this is one of those things this is kind of like you were talking about with like old wives' tales. Like back in the day, this is just a story that person would be able to tell you at a house
like anything
party.
More than $50 is a positive.
Yeah, and I think he usually pays the taxes on stuff.
She could probably call MrBeast if anything went wrong, and he would replace it.
He says it's a transfer tax on the title, and he's right about that too. Because I had a friend actually at one point back right before I moved here, who was going to like he had just gotten a new car, and he basically said do you want my old truck? He had this old truck. And I was like, at the time, remember, I had let my license lapse because I was living in the city.
Right.
And I was like, I'd have to go back and take my test again because it'd been 5 years. I was living in the city. I wasn't driving anymore. And he went and did the research, and apparently it was like a $750 tax to just give me the car.
Wow, just because of state transfership?
The transfer of title.
I know Maryland has this thing where they waive the taxes for that if you buy a new car in Maryland. So it's how they keep the money in the Maryland economy, and they'll waive the taxes.
Okay.
So I think it really depends on the state. You know, I assume MrBeast is in California. Did they say where this is?
He's in North Carolina.
Really? He's doing all this in North Carolina. Good for him. Actually, I love North Carolina. Outer Banks are awesome.
And then this is my favorite. It says, I would Minecraft myself. They didn't say Minecraft.
Oh my gosh.
If I got gifted a car that was branded with MrBeast Feastables chocolate bar. So some accuse the star of using the woman as an advertisement, while others added that the thoughts have such prominent logos in the car felt more like product placement. Again, I say, so?
Well, how about every car you drive is product placement?
Yeah.
There's a giant badge on the front, on the back, on the steering wheel, on each wheel.
It's actually one of my favorite things.
Their brand.
One of my favorite things to do in watching television shows is seeing how they take off the logos in the front of cars.
Yeah,
it's like there's a Ford with no Ford logo on it. That's suspicious.
Yeah, I like the Cadillacs. You can always tell.
Yeah,
you can always tell it's a Cadillac. You know, even
some people put a ton of bumper stickers on their car too.
I
never understood that.
One of my first tweets when I finally came back to Twitter was this great bumper sticker on the show Royal Pains, and it's supposed to be like this hippie, crunchy type dude who's got it's against the war, it's got the coexist sticker, and then there's also a end the Fed sticker on there, and I tagged Ian in it. I'm like, look at the old times, man. This guy would not have an end the Fed sticker next to this was in 2009, and it had a diversity is our strength sticker on it. They wouldn't have both the diversity is our strength and an end the Fed sticker now.
Well, actually, there is a car in a place where I go to that has conflicting beliefs on their car.
What are the conflicting beliefs?
Dude, there are 50 stickers on this car. It could be a troll.
It could be.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.